Yo, what's up? Welcome to another exciting episode of Double D's. Let's talk about it. I'm your host, Damien, here with our other host, Davion of D's Corner, tapping in with you. Today, we're going to bring our boy in here, Steve Benard. What's up with you, big dog? You
Pause.
doing
How y'all
good,
boys
man?
doing?
We doing good, man. We
What's up?
doing
What's up?
good.
What's up?
Hanging in there, brother. Hanging in there, man. Just left pro
Yeah,
day, so
I see.
happy to get rolling with you, man. I watched the episode a couple days ago, man. Y'all boys is doing a lot, man. And it all started with you, man. It all started with my brother to the right over here with that third pick. You killed everything else from there, and you had Damien scrambling, man. That man was really confused. He really didn't know what to do.
That's exactly what I was saying, man. Oh man, like I said, man, we just gonna chop it up and have a little fun, man. I know you've been busy. We appreciate your time and tapping in, man. But we're gonna do this like the barbershop or like the spaces, man. Just if you want to get involved with the draft, we're gonna do another mock draft. If you got
Let's do
that
it.
time, we can do it. If you don't, we cool.
Nah, that's what I'm
But
ready for. Let's
but
do it.
we're gonna start with a little conversation first. I gotta ask you,
Yes,
Dent,
sir.
Bethune, how did they look today, man?
Didn't look fantastic, man. Uh, I think he made himself some money today.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have him originally getting drafted. I think at this point, I might have to change that prediction. Maybe bottom day three, seventh round pick. I don't see
Okay.
why not. He's got good film,
Mhm.
broad jump. He jumped over 11.
Oh, damn.
I can't tell. I know he jumped over 11 the first time,
Mm.
and then he couldn't stick the second one.
Hmm.
Second one looked really, really, really good.
Hmm.
Outside of that, he ran a 4.3840, man.
Ooh.
His first 40 was a 4.3. I think the second one was in the 4.48
Okay.
range, but his start was incredible. We couldn't see the time right away.
Hmm.
Jerry and Jones ran over to us and told us the time, but I could tell right away this guy ran a super fast time based on his start. I think he put
Okay.
about 16 on the bench,
Hmm.
which was solid for him. A guy of his caliber, looked good and fluid in drills. Talked to a lot of different teams today, so I think Dent made himself some money.
Hmm.
Bethune looked good. Bethune, not being able to work out all the way at the combine was something that I wanted to kind of see how he was going to do today, and I think he did well.
Hmm.
He moved very well in drills. Physically, he looked in the best shape that I've ever seen him, and I think
Okay.
he knew that. I think he knew that too.
Hmm.
Deloach came in there and really didn't need to do much.
Yeah.
He didn't run, but he did perform in drills. He
Hmm.
put 23 on the bench, which is really
Yeah,
good for
I
him.
saw that. Hmm.
He's up to 216 pounds, according to what the teams have told
Hmm.
him. They want him at 215, so he's right at the range where he needs to be.
That's
Um,
good.
Fisk came in there with the swagger that he typically has. He's got the
Hmm.
Razor Ramon accent and swag to him, man, and he knows what's going on. He
Yeah.
almost ran another 40 and had to be talked out of it. They're like, dude, you already killed the combine. There's not much else you need to do. So he spent a lot of time talking to teams, and then he did a lot of field drills.
Uh-huh.
Fable looked really good. I think he did 26 on the bench, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Um, Looked really good. A little bit more explosive than I'm typically used to seeing him, but then again, he didn't work out in the combine, so that was good for him. Casey Roddick, skip. Dimitri Emmanuel, skip,
Skip.
skip. Uh, Jaden Jones looked good. I mean, Benson came in there, bench pressed, and put his slides back on. He did
Okay.
23 in the bench press. He was very happy about that.
Okay.
Outside of that, Johnny and Keon, all they did was route running drills.
Okay.
They looked good doing that. Keon had one drop, but it wasn't necessarily his fault. Brock was all over the place. Brock was a designated quarterback throwing the ball. He was
Okay.
all over the place. He had to kind of get in a rhythm. But outside of that, the guys looked good, man. Jaheim Bell looked really good.
Hmm.
Benched, did a little bit of everything. Um, that's about it, man.
Okay. Well, D, you want to answer them Pittsburgh questions, man? We're going to talk in and we chop it up, talk about Pittsburgh a little bit.
So we got a couple questions. Like we said, we're gonna go a couple different routes today. So few questions. Number one is, who do you think is gonna be the starter week one, Russ or Justin Fields? What do you think? Just give us your thoughts on the whole situation.
Man, if you've been following my tweets, man, and I try to stay positive on Twitter because, you say something crazy, they might block you or they might suspend your account. I can't help it, man. I've been watching these Russell Wilson drop back clips, man. The man that's a wash and fold laundry set, man. I think he's baked. I think he was baked when Seattle let him go, to be honest with you. I know his numbers were much better last year than they were his first year in Denver, but I think it's Justin Fields' job to go in there and compete and take it from him. Maybe out of respect, they give Russell the job right away, and if they don't get to the start where they want, I think Tomlin's has enough cachet to go in the locker room and make that switch. I think Justin Fields is the better player. He's never been surrounded around this much talent, this sort of stability for a franchise, and um, you got him for. I mean, you got him for cheap. You basically stole him. It's great value Walmart brand, pretty much. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
mean, you're not hurting by making a change. If I'm them, I will let them compete it, and I want to see if Justin can take it from him. I think Justin should be the starter, man. I I I, I don't know how I don't think Russell's ego could take him being a backup. So that's probably a situation we all need to monitor for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So
Uh,
one of the things,
go ahead. Go
one
ahead.
of
Go
the
ahead.
things that we talked about, it might have been right before free agency started, right after the Super Bowl, and one of the takes was if Russ would even be done with football, because I didn't see a place that really would see him as a starter, and I don't think he is. I don't think his mental makeup is to be a backup from coming from where he came from, a third round pick, beat out the guy, been starting since he's been in the league. I also don't think that they owe him anything coming to Pittsburgh with him being paid what he's going to be paid. So I think if Justin wins it out in camp, Russell's going to be a free agent. He might wait around and see if a team gets hurt, or he might be done.
No, I couldn't agree more. I don't know if his ego's built for that. He has a Hall of Fame career right now. He had a Hall of Fame career the second that Seattle got rid of him.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I mean, I think a part of it is embarrassing
Yeah,
for a team to take the largest dead cap hit in the history of the NFL just to get rid of you. They're paying $85 million to see you go away. I know we're talking about the Walton family who owns the Walmart Corporation and they have buku bucks, but I mean
Mm-hmm.
that's gotta hurt the ego a bit. I think it's Justin's job to lose, man. I think Justin can become that franchise quarterback that Pittsburgh really needs. And he's athletic enough to change the whole dynamic of the offense. Russell's not even as athletic or as nifty as he used to be. He's kind of stiff now. I don't know, man. Maybe his body took too many hits. I
Mm-hmm.
was watching, I watched a clip of him working out. He always posts that same area in Florida where he's always working out. I'm watching him throw that deep ball, man. I'm like, this is against air, and the receiver has to wait for the ball or come back, sort of, to come back to him. I'm like, that doesn't. If you're doing that against air, what are you gonna do when Miles Garrett is on your back?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. In the toughest division in the league, man.
100%.
Um,
right.
Now, as I was saying with D, I was saying Steve was talking about this is that kind of franchise that Russ is in now. That I mean, they've always been buttoned up. The Roonies, the Roonies are the standard in the league when it comes to ownership. I mean, you got a lot of families and a lot of owners that have been staples, but the Roonies have always been that kind of franchise, those owners that always set the trend. So I don't see a lot of the things that happened in Denver and the way that that things were ran going down that way. Then you add Tomlin on top of that. I don't think anything that we've heard about Russ's antics, some of the his mannerisms and how he acts behind the scenes, the demands he makes. I don't think they're gonna comp that shit. Just being honest.
They're not. And in a way, I heard reports that he wanted to go to the Giants. The Giants would not guarantee him a position over Daniel Jones. That's
Yeah,
got to be another ego shot if that is true.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
yeah,
if you're talking about consistency and buttoned up and just having an organization run the right way, Pittsburgh is at the top of the list.
yeah.
And at this point, when you have a coach like Mike Tomlin, he can go in that room and have that difficult conversation because his resume
Mhm.
is allowed him to have that conversation and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, man, we're going to go in another direction." So I think Mike, as secure as his job has been, as great as a coach as he is, he hasn't had as much success the last few years, and he wants to win just as bad as anybody else does, and he can't let anything get in the way of that, whether it's Russell, whether it's anybody else. So
Yeah.
I think it's Justin Fields' job to lose, man.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I mean, Russell's superpower was his accuracy, his mobility outside the mobility outside the pocket, and his
Mhm.
deep ball. I mean, his deep ball was one of the best deep balls in the league, and I don't know if he's got it anymore.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay.
I think it's the best situation for Justin though. Either way, if you open up the competition and he beats him out, you can still learn something from Russ, who's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. This is the most
Absolutely.
stability that he's had when it comes to organization from top to bottom. The
I
most
mean, his
weapons he's
ability.
had,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
top defense, a top defense. Like, yeah, this a coach who's gonna ride for him. Like last year, the fans were burning Matt Canada, like get him out of here. And Tomlin is a loyal dude. Like he's gonna
Yeah.
ride till the wheels fall off with
No,
Yeah.
and then you're perfectly correct. But just the feeling of being wanted is everything, man. Like,
you. Right.
not that they didn't necessarily the fans. From what I heard, the fans love Justin Fields, but clearly the front office didn't love Justin as much as the fans did. And to have a team go out on a limb and for whatever compensation, I don't care if it's for a bag of peanuts, the fact that they traded for you, and they're going to give you the keys to the franchise, has to feel good. We just don't know at what point that's going to be. Hopefully sooner
Yeah.
Right.
than later, man, because I really like the kid.
Okay. Well, man, we got one more set of questions. It's another organization. We're gonna go from where Justin currently is to his former team.
Hmm.
And the diva that is Caleb Williams.
Hmm.
We all know all the demands he's made, talking about staking the franchise, things like that. Um, as D was sharing with me, man, I can't remember who you said which player, but they were talking about,
Jalen Johnson.
yeah, Jalen Johnson, the comments he had made. Basically, in a nutshell, Caleb coming in with the mindset that he's coming in with, or that he's demonstrated, is it enough humility there for him to win over that locker room and be, there's a lot of question marks. We got on the field and off the field question marks with Caleb. And my question to you, Steve, is what's your opinion on if them taking them? Do you think that he adapts? Because I really personally, I don't think he's going to be able to adapt to an NFL locker room, or he's going to learn the hard lesson on how. What you say?
I'm rooting for him too, but I have my doubts as well. What I will say is that I love the fact that Jalen called him out prior to even him being drafted. I
Mm-hmm.
think Jalen has the resume at this point in terms of anybody in the locker room. Obviously, we're talking about a franchise that has gone through a bit of transition. I think the GM is doing a good job in trying to switch things around. But if you're going to have somebody call you out, your young superstar corner who's an All Pro this year, being able to say that and setting its own right away, I think is important. I think it's important to say that now rather than waiting till he shows up in some rookie mini camp or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's I try to root for all black quarterbacks, man. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
But there is a little RG3 to him that I can't shake. And that, like, I mean, who's to say he's not humble throughout the season and having an amazing year like what RG3 did his rookie year, and then
Yeah.
start making demands in the offseason and start trying to change the playbook and make personnel decisions. Him and his dad try to run everything.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, Caleb's father is heavily involved in Caleb's career as well. So, like I said, man, I try to root for all of them. The kid's uber talented, but I mean, Chicago is not the type of town you want to mess around with this
Oh,
kind of
no,
stuff,
no,
man.
no, no,
Chicago,
no.
Philadelphia, like these type of towns ain't it for that, man. And
Blue
he,
collar, man.
I know about winning the locker room. We get it. You guys have all played football. I understand, but
Yeah.
you gotta win the city too, man. They're gonna
Yeah.
pull the crap out of you in freaking negative 30 degrees, and that just doesn't sound like something he would enjoy. So,
Yeah.
I think he's passionate. The crying and all that doesn't bother me as much. The nails on the painting nails is a lot. The clothes is a little much, but then again, he's in LA. When you see what he was getting in NIL, when you see the
Yeah.
car he was driving, man, I don't know, man. This generation's a little different, and I think all three of us are gonna have
Yeah.
difficult time understanding what these kids got going on in their heads, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think when it comes, I liked the comment. I saw some other people, I saw like Shady and them saying that they didn't like it because he's coming in to be the guy. Like we already know that he's gonna be the guy and da da da. But like when you look at CJ last year, like if he takes that approach, CJ was humble. Like CJ's mindset was coming in and becoming one of the guys. At the end of the day, we know because we played, the quarterback is going to have to be the leader if he likes it or not. The best bet to come in is try to be one of the guys. You look at Patrick Mahomes, one of the guys. Brady was one of the guys. You hear people say that we worked for Belichick, but we played for Brady. So like, if he comes in and he can be one of the guys, yeah, but I don't know. Like, I'm glad he got called out because now they're showing him like it don't matter when you come here. This is a prove it every year, and he's getting called out by an All Pro who understands it. Just because I'm All Pro and I just got this bag, I have to go prove it again next year. What makes you think you don't? You've done nothing in our league yet.
I love what the GM's done thus far this offseason. I think the one mistake that they made is with the plethora of veteran quarterbacks that were available. They should have signed a veteran
Not getting
quarterback and
one.
had Caleb
Yeah.
sit down, just like Patrick Mahomes sat down for a year. I think a
Yeah.
lot of those guys, Ryan Pace, I think he's feeling the pressure a bit. They have to win. I think it's his third season in the job, and he's probably feeling the pressure to win now, which is why he stacked the offense the way he did. And I think they're going to go a lot heavy defense after the first couple picks in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's, yeah, I mean, had you gotten a Jameis Winston, had you gotten I don't know, a Sam Darnold or any of these veteran quarterbacks that were available, or Jacoby Brissett, somebody that he can learn from and kind of humble himself under, I think that would have been much better than just handing him the keys to the car right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
especially because a lot of stuff he does is off rhythm. Like Mahomes, like once he got in, he played his final game of his rookie season. And once he got in, he made his mistakes with her, but you can see, like, yeah, he's gonna be something. This can throw Caleb for a loop because when he was in Oklahoma, he jumped in, he was somebody. When he got to USC, he was somebody. You get here and you get humble fast, that can mess with you mentally. Like you said, cold weather, if we're losing, fans is booing me. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Well, no, so Mahomes had the I guess the benefit of having Andy Reid. I mean, that's just the stable as head
And
coaches
Alex,
coming
and
in
he
the
had
NFL.
Alex Smith.
Yeah.
And he had Alex Smith. You don't
the
have that.
veteran.
I don't think Eberflus is worth a damn. I thought they should have fired him anyway. They kind of caught a little bit of fire
And that's
towards the end of the last season
Caleb
and
don't have
won a
that.
couple games, but he's not any good, man.
Yeah.
He's not any good. So
Yeah.
he was out here today as well, man. There was a couple Bears guys here out there today. So
Oh, okay.
Interesting, man, because a certain guy here had they like certain defensive end that went to Florida State. Maybe
I got you.
maybe that's a pick, but we'll get into that in a second.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go
Now,
ahead and switch this screen
I had one
out.
more.
Oh, okay. You had one more. Go ahead.
I had one more question. One more question. What do you think? And this is for both of y'all. What is your take on a potential healthy Jets team this season?
Ooh.
I mean, the roster they're building is impressive, but
yeah,
I don't know. Is your left tackle going to be healthy throughout the season? Is Tyron Smith going to make it?
That's why I said a healthy.
If
they're
healthy, I
healthy,
mean,
what do you think this potential is?
They can contend for the division. I think Buffalo has some losses in the secondary that I think is going to be tough for them, as well as losing Gabe Davis. I think it's going to be tough to replace. He's a very underrated player. Miami kind of at this point have made the best moves in the division outside of the Jets. The Jets really fortified that offensive line, which they needed to, and they're going to continue to add weapons on offense. The Jets have as much a shot as anybody, man. I think Buffalo takes a step down a little bit. I think Miami stays where they're at, and I think the Jets come up. Just how much of a leap can they make is the question.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's about the same, man. I look at it as Salah has the defense. One thing you can tell is even when Aaron went in, they were bought in, and they stayed bought in. They played professionally, but they were bought in the whole season. They played hard. They have the tools. It does always come down to Aaron's health. What they're going to be able to do at the quarterback. Basically they got a kind of defense. They can run the ball control, and just play, stifling defense, get to the quarterback. I don't know how much that Bryce Huff, losing Bryce Huff's going to affect them in the long run for the next season. Maybe they can fill that role somewhere, that impact. But I think just like you said, Steve, Miami, we discussed it too, D. Miami's window is not closing as fast as Buffalo. Buffalo's window is closing. You got New England who's rebuilding. So I mean, it looks pretty much that it is a 3-team race, but the Jets are very much in it. And I agree exactly what you said, Steve.
Absolutely. And their defense is going to keep them in games. So
yeah,
as long as they have a competent offense, man, sky's the limit for those guys.
Yeah.
God, I hate the Jets.
Especially if they get Brock. If Brock falls to them at 10,
oh my God,
they'll have Brock, Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall. If that offensive line stays healthy, they'd have an offense that can play with that defense.
Wow.
No comment, man. You hit it on the
head. But shoot, let me go and switch this screen. We're gonna go on and you good for one round or two, Steve?
Let me get one round in there, man.
Okay, we'll do one round. So let me set it for one round. I'm gonna switch our screen so I can bring this bad boy up. Let's see. Share screen. Window. All right, it's up. And the way we'll do it is we discussed it. We'll just do everybody get 3 teams.
No trades, right?
No trades. We're not gonna do no trades. We're
Let's
gonna
just do the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we do the 1, 2, 3. Who's gonna start it out? You the guest, Steve, so you can start.
Steve the guest.
Yeah, he's this guest. Let me make sure I get us right. All
I'm
right.
gonna
Damien,
make
you
this
can get
easy for you
three.
guys, man. First
Damien.
pick, Caleb Williams.
First pick, you taking
All right.
Caleb. All right.
Damien, you can get the third pick since I threw you for a loop the other day. All right.
All right. Go ahead, D. You got it, man. Washington.
Damn, I'm trying to pull mine up too. I'm gonna go Jaden Daniels.
You gonna okay?
I'm
You
gonna
gonna
go
go
Jaden
Jaden?
Daniels.
All right. So with that pick, we're going Jaden Daniels. Let me go make sure I hit that right. Close that out. So with that being said, with the third pick, I'm going Drake May. 3 quarterbacks in a
All
row.
right.
Okay. Best
This is
player
chalk
available.
right now. Yep.
Best player available. I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr.
All right.
Ideally, I feel like this would be a trade right here.
Mm-hmm.
But I have this guy's offensive line coach. I'm gonna protect Justin Herbert. I'm gonna run the ball. I'm gonna go Joe Alt.
Joe Alt. Okay. So we got the Giants here at need at wide out, cornerback, running back, OT. I think they still need to show up that line. I think they go line again. They go with Fashanu,
Wow.
Penn State.
Okay.
I know wide receivers a need, but that line has still been decimated, and it's still just not where it needs to be. So I think they would go for Shanu.
I'm gonna go Malik Neighbors, receiver from
Malik.
Tennessee.
Okay. And it's the Falcons.
I think for the way Raheem Morris wants to run this defense, he's gonna have to have him some edge guys.
Mm-hmm. Y'all can still hear me?
Yeah, we heard a
Yes,
little
sir.
commercial.
Okay. Yeah, my camera's acting up. Just keep it
But
going. I'm still here.
I'm gonna go Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner. Okay. The first edge off the board is Dallas Turner. All right. With the Bears, we're going to keep it simple. The next edge off the board is Jared Verse.
All right, now it gets interesting.
Yes, the Jets with the
Yeah.
10th pick.
I don't think they're gonna pick anyone defensively based on what we talked about their defense being as good as it is. Um, I can't see them making any offensive line moves here based on what they've done in the offseason thus far. Ah man, I'm gonna go Brock Bowers, man.
Oh,
Best
yeah.
best available.
Best available. That
Brock
leaves
Bowers.
Minnesota Vikings at 11.
Yeah. Well, they need a quarterback. JJ McCarthy's there. That's the
Dang
next guy up.
it.
I think he fits
you,
what they want to do.
you cooked me on that one, man. Golly. Because that's where I was going next. Man, with the Broncos, quarterback is a need, but they can't reach here, man. They really can't reach. I would not reach for Bo Nix or Michael Penix in this situation. DT is also a need. So I'm looking at DT. I'm gonna go Byron Murphy. It's a little bit surprising, I know.
Okay.
Who we have? Oakland. I mean, excuse
Yeah,
me,
we have
Vegas.
Vegas.
Okay.
Vegas.
Vegas needs a lot, man. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Quinion Mitchell.
Quinion Mitchell. All right. Cornerback Toledo.
Yeah, their
All
defense
right.
isn't very good, so I think they need some DB help.
Okay. Now we up to the
That's why
Saints who need a little bit of
I want my
everything.
coach to get him. I want my coach to get Quinion. I think here now for the Saints. Got rid of Michael Thomas. You still got Chris Olave, but you're gonna have to protect that quarterback. But then again, Cameron's getting older.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Liatu Latu.
Defense. Liatu Latu.
I'm gonna go defense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go edge.
Okay. All right. That leaves the Colts up next with a needed wide receiver. I would give because Quinion Mitchell is gone, and we don't know the situation with L'Jarius Sneed. I think they go Rome Duzier to give a weapon.
I like it. I like it.
Man, I was gonna draft him for the Seahawks next. You just took him right from under my nose. Hmm.
We got Seattle next.
All right, man. I'm gonna throw you guys another wrench.
Oh man, here we go.
How long is Geno Smith deal?
Oh man, you know how long it is left? Oh, I know what wrench you getting ready to throw too.
He can be cut.
I'm going Michael Penix Jr., man.
He can be cut after this season. The coach hasn't said he's their guy.
You right,
I'm
Michael
going Michael
Penix
Penix on
Jr.
this one.
There you go,
Michael
and it is
Penix.
the Jaguars. The
That is a
Jaguars
loop
on
there,
deck.
boy.
Yeah, that's a
But
loop.
Jags need secondary help. They need secondary help. I'm gonna go Terry and Arnold. Parent, I think I did this Monday too. Terry and Arnold.
Okay, Terry and Arnold, cornerback, Alabama. Ooh, you know what? I'm getting ready to stay. Ooh, you know what? That offensive line. That's where I'm going. The Bengals. Bauer, not Bauer. Burrow's been injured several times. They've been patchworking and still drafting, trying to fix that line. I think they do it again. But the thing is, they need a tackle. I'm going with the Oregon State tackle. Talesi Fuaga, Oregon State.
I like that pick.
Hmm.
All right.
They got
LA.
Trent Brown
I'm going.
at right tackle, Orlando Brown at left
Yeah,
tackle, 2 6'8" guys.
yeah,
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 that'll be good for them. Protect their assets. I'm
yeah.
gonna go with the best corner in the draft, man. I'm going Nate Wiggins here.
Nate Wiggins. I thought about going with Nate, but I was like, they need a lineman more.
Oh
Nate
yeah.
Wiggins to LA. Pittsburgh's on the clock.
Oh, this is easy. Amarius Mims. Amarius Mims.
Tackle. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, the Dolphins, guard, tackle, defensive tackle, wide receiver, cornerback. I think they go guard. Uh, hmm. Graham Barton, Duke.
Mm.
That's interesting. I know, because I almost went D tackle to replace Christian Wilkins, but I go with offensive lineman there. We got the Eagles on deck. Just who's next from Georgia? That's all we need to do.
Is that on me?
That's on you, bro.
Yes, on you.
I think the best center in the last decade just retired, and you got to go replace him. So to replace Jason Kelsey, I think they're gonna go with the Oregon center.
Jackson
Um,
Powers Johnson.
yep.
Yeah.
Damian, boy, I know you would hate that.
Oh yeah, I hate it.
Boy, I know
I'm
you would
pissed
hate that as a
because I was
Cowboys
hoping
fan.
I was hoping he didn't do that right here because that's who I had lined up. Because for some reason, I ended up with the damn Cowboys again with the pick.
Lord have mercy.
Mercy.
All right, so the Vikings, I took JJ McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
We lost some players at the edge position. I think our wide
Mm-hmm.
receiver. I think your offense is kind of set and straight.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna go. I'm gonna go Johnny Newton.
Johnny
I'm gonna go
Newton.
Johnny Newton.
Oh,
Yes,
I know
sir.
you're talking about the D tackle. Yeah,
Out of Illinois. Yes, sir.
Illinois. Yeah, man,
John Newton.
that messed me up, man.
Thank you. This is gonna be hilarious.
Yes, but you know what? Because the defensive tackle is not on the board right now, I'm not taking Javonde with first round pick. I just can't take 365 pounds. It can't explode off the line like I need him to do to start with. It ain't shade. So I'm going offensive line. They just lost Tyler Biotis. I'm going Zach Frazier, West Virginia.
Bay,
Zach Frazier.
is that what we
Green
got
Bay.
next?
Yes, on
Yeah, Green Bay's on deck. My bad.
Green Bay.
No problem, gentlemen. No problem. I'm
Mhm.
going to go. They need somebody else to kind of slow down Justin Jefferson in that division. I think there's been some
Mhm.
friction between them and Jair Alexander. I'm gonna go
Ooh,
Kool-Aid McKinstry on this.
That's
Kool-Aid.
good. That's
Kool-Aid.
good. That's good. All right. Tampa Bay's on deck.
You know what? Tampa's got their offense going.
Mm-hmm.
They move worse over from right tackle to left tackle. I'm gonna go JC Latham. I'm
JC
gonna go JC
Latham.
Latham. Play
Okay.
my right tackle. Get my
Okay.
bookend tackles.
All right. So that's JC Latham. The Cardinals did take Harrison Jr. So they don't need another weapon right now. D tackle. D tackle corner edge. You know what? I think they go edge here. Chop Robinson.
Chop.
Nice
Yeah, they ain't
pick.
gonna get no production, but that's a
That's the
pick. They ain't gonna
that's
get
the
the
Hey
pick I
production
man,
want to
they
that
get.
think
boy
they
was
get.
that boy was 14 pounds when he was born, man. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Shout out
God
to his mother,
dang.
man. Lord have mercy.
Right.
Woo.
Right.
We
Cesarean,
got Buffalo
cesarean,
next, huh?
cesarean. Buffalo's next, sir.
Yeah,
You got Buffalo next.
Buffalo.
Well, you just lost Gabe Davis. We don't know
Yep.
how long you're gonna have Stephon Diggs as your number one. I'm gonna go Brian Thomas Jr. at LSU.
I knew it. I
That's a
knew it.
nice
I knew that was
that's a
coming.
nice
That was a
freaking
good
pick.
pick. The Lions is next.
Nice pick. Hmm. Let's see here. Where do we want to go for Detroit?
Hmm.
I tell you what. They need edge, but I don't see anyone here that I'm gonna
Reach for.
reach. I
Hmm.
don't want to reach and take anyone on the edge. So we did just lose a difference maker in CJ, and I'm gonna bring in Cooper DeJean, somebody who can play
Yep.
slot, safety. They've been having a good go with players like this. So Cooper DeJean.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the Baltimore Ravens. More weapons. I look at it that way. They got to need that edge, but like you said, there's no edge worth reaching for. Offensive tackle, safety guard. They're not that bad in that situation. So I would add another weapon. I'm gonna sneak my boy. I'm gonna stay chalk like I did on our early draft. I'm going Keon Coleman again here. They need a big body receiver. They got enough speed with down with what's the name, Flowers. They need another
Mm-hmm.
big body red zone target, middle of the field, perfect fit. At San Francisco next on you, Steve.
Can you guys show me the defensive edge board? Whoever's left
Yes,
on
we
there.
can. Yes, we can.
Darius Robinson's at the top.
Yeah, and Adessa Isaac, Chris Braswell, Braylon Trice, Brandon
Okay.
Dorlus.
San Francisco is really playing with house money.
Yeah, they are.
Their roster is just so deep. Um, Gosh, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
All the corners and DBs that I thought would be gone are gone already. There's no
Hmm.
linebackers that they really need at this point. Well, I'm sure they could use one with
Hmm.
Greenlaw about to miss some time, but I don't think anybody's going in this spot. Can you show me the defensive tackle board?
Yes, you
Who's
still
the
got
highest guy on
Trevonde
there?
Sweat, Ruka Arroyo, Leonard Taylor, Michael Hall, Chris Jenkins is on the board still. Braden Fisk is on the board still. McKinley
But
Jackson, Dwayne Carter, and Mason Smith.
now you
Those are
got
your
What about
Fatanu.
who do we have at the tackle and guard
Yeah,
market?
okay.
Fatanu and Guyton are the top
Oh
tackles.
yeah, yeah. You do
All right,
need a
then I'll
replacement
go
for
with
Trent
Troy.
Williams
Yep,
too.
I'll go with him.
Yeah.
Strengthen that
Yeah,
offensive line, something that they clearly don't need much help in, but the rich get richer on
it's
this one.
aging. Yeah, it's aging, so they can
Yep.
have that. He can be groomed, and that leaves you D with Kansas City Super Bowl champs. Rich gets richer again.
Rich gets richer. Rich gets richer.
Do you add speed or do
I
you
tell
go
you what, I do
defense?
add. I add not only do I add speed, but I add size, and I'm gonna go AD Mitchell out of Texas.
Ah, you shocked the world because most people would think Worthy. You went
Yep.
AD Mitchell.
I'm gonna
That's
go AD
big.
Mitchell.
Okay. Full results. The full results are in. And that completes our second mock draft, which went a little bit more fluently and not
Second
so
mock.
not so not so crazy as the way we did the first one, man. I don't think we threw too many loops. I probably threw a loop with that Giants
Nah,
pick a little bit. But I just saw that they need line, and they've been needing line for the last 4 years. So that's the best thing I can explain about that pick.
yeah.
They settled on their
The loop, the,
quarterback. They can't get rid of him.
the loop I threw for Monday, my thought process was if I'm the Patriots, do I want the third best quarterback? Knowing that I'm gonna have to build up this roster. Like, who's he gonna be throwing the ball to? I really
Yeah.
think with the Vikings, the move that they made, they're gonna try to come up for the second or third pick, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, that would really set things off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the more exciting drafts that I can remember, but that would be a domino that I wouldn't expect to fall that way. But if it does, then I'm going to give you credit that you thought of it first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely think they're gonna have to come up. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have anybody.
Yeah.
Nope.
And I think Jaden Daniels would probably be the target. That's somebody that I think would appease Justin Jefferson. And you're about to have to sign Justin. You can't just you can't take the guy away from who been feeding your big dog and then bring in somebody who just got a piss arm. Sam Darnold's not gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yep.
Sam Darnold
Awesome,
can't be
man.
the guy.
Awesome. 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 Well, that concludes the draft. Anything you want to touch on, D? Steve? Anything y'all want to touch on before we
No, man,
close
Steve,
out?
appreciate it again,
We do appreciate
bro.
it, Steve.
Anytime, man. It's always a pleasure, fellas. We did good with
Yes,
this
sir.
draft, man. I'm gonna need to
Yes, sir.
screenshot this. This is pretty,
Oh
pretty,
yeah.
pretty damn good.
Well, I
Yeah.
leave it up. You go ahead and take your screenshot if I need to blow it up some and help you
Yep,
out
already
some.
did, buddy.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll make sure we're definitely gonna have you back on,
Yep.
and we'll be sure to tap in.
Absolutely.
You know how we do
Absolutely.
in the space, Steve, and in the group chat. We're gonna stay connecting and keep networking. And
Yes,
I
sir.
wish you nothing but success as a father, family, success in your business, everything, man. I really appreciate
Likewise,
your
gentlemen.
time.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Likewise.
very
See you soon,
much.
brothers. Thank y'all so
Yes,
much.
sir.
All right, bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All
Bye.
right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, D, that went well, man. That went really well. And went smooth. I had a good time with this one, man. I was a little confused because he's right. You got me on that first one. You cooked me good. But I wouldn't be surprised. I actually like this board, these pickups. Some people
Yeah.
may be surprised. Uh I'm not. I like where we went with a lot of these picks.
Kansas City and San Fran, really the
Yeah,
Eagles too, man. Their
yeah,
rosters are so stacked that they can
they're
go
built. Hmm.
anywhere. I think the first loop was Michael Penix in Seattle, which
Yeah,
I think Seattle would if I think Seattle's hopes would be that he would fall to them in the second round. Maybe they trade
yeah,
back up into the later part of the first round to get that 5th-year option on him.
yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, don't they have their offensive coordinator from Washington? Didn't he go there, not to Bama?
Yes, he did. He did.
Yeah,
He
so
went
that's
Grubs,
just me. That's
Ryan
just
Grubb.
kind of
Yeah,
that's just
yeah,
piecing them pieces together right there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes perfect sense. I mean, that pick,
And
I can
he would
understand,
have
like you said.
weapons. He would have guys.
Yeah, yeah. He got guys. He got with Lockett, and he has what's the name? At wide receiver. I can't believe DK.
Lockett, Metcalf, and he got Smith and Jigba.
Yeah, you're right. Smith and Jigba too. So I mean, and
Yeah,
then he doesn't necessarily have to come in and start off the bat. He has a vet in front of him he can learn from. He can
and he can
probably
throw the rock.
relate. Yep, he definitely can relate to because they're both Florida boys.
Yep,
Gino from Florida, he's from Tampa. So I mean, that is a good pick. That's a damn good pick.
it
Sneaky.
really is.
Yeah,
It
I can
really is.
understand it in reality if they did it because all the better quarterbacks that you would presume are off the board.
Right.
So it wouldn't be perceived as a reach at this point because I would guarantee he wouldn't be there by the time they pick second round. I would think that they would hope he would be, but I don't think he would be.
Right.
Yeah. Um, I think we went chalk. I really think that's probably maybe a flip at quarterback in the top five. You probably end up getting. You could see Washington take Drake May or Jaden Daniels. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We know Caleb. So, but I think top five actually may be the way it plays out. with maybe a flip of a quarterback. But that looks
Yeah.
familiar. It looks like that's the way it could end up that way.
If it goes that way, I just feel like Minnesota's coming up. Minnesota's going to be I definitely believe Minnesota will be a top 5 pick.
Okay.
Will
So
be picking
you
top
think
5.
you think they would package one of those first rounders and maybe a late round
I think
pick
they're
to
going to
try to
package
move up?
both of them. I think they're going to package both them first rounders to get up there in that top 5. They might if they go to 2 or 3, they could package those 2 first round this year along with a first round next year.
You're right.
Because see,
Wow.
you don't have to think. You got to think. Look what the Bears traded the number 1 pick for last year.
You're right.
They got first round this year. What they get? A first round last year. They got a buttload of picks plus a player, plus DJ Moore. So
that makes sense, man. I like to ask whoever's all our listeners and watchers, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you
absolutely.
tune into D's Corner for all your exclusive NFL news. He'll get a little bit more in depth. Please forgive for the technical difficulties. I know you can hear me, but you can't see me. My camera's kind of acting up, but I am here, and we were able. Hey, the show had to go on.
Had to go on.
It had to go on, and we're gonna keep it moving. We'll just work with us and watch us work. We're gonna keep working.
We're gonna grow. Watch it.
Watch us grow. Yes, sir. Well, we thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure once again, like, share, and subscribe. And peace out to you.
Peace out.